You continue to see the guys with experience that are showing up at a higher level, and then as we start to pile on some of the scheme things, you're seeing some of these newer players, right, that are struggling through some of that, and that's to be expected a little bit. But the energy seems to be really good. It's become very competitive out at practice every day, and I do enjoy just seeing that. I think there's more players that are playing with an expectation that they can be the person that makes a play, offense, defense, special teams, and I think that's where we've got to head moving forward. More guys that expect to be the person that makes a play that changes the outcome of the game.
It's still really early, but we're in day 4, finished day 4 install. I see some retention of what we do in the off season. I see our guys, their film study, their meetings with coaches, things like that. I see some retention, so it's good to see some early execution. Late in practice, a couple times we've kind of faded, just our consistency as we've gotten in practice. We got to, balls back out on the field. Defenders are out there. They're punching, they're stripping, they're going at the ball. We're going to, have some live situations coming up soon. So that's the biggest thing for us right now, as early as creating good ball security habits. But I do see execution. It's encouraging.
Coming in last spring and comparing it to this spring, I'm a lot more comfortable, but I use comfortable, very lightly. I'm trying to push myself every day. The guys are trying to push me. It's the other way around. So, going into this year, knowing the offense, knowing, where I got to go with the ball is definitely feel a lot more confident in myself. But, comfortable is used lightly.
Obviously, you see Carter's confidence in what we're doing, his comfortable mindset, of knowing what we ask him to do, doing it at a high level. I think it's allowing him to lead at a higher level right now, just in terms of the way that he challenges his teammates, holds people to the standard, and then obviously just the timing and operation right now looks really good. I mean, he's making some great throws. We all know he's got a phenomenal arm talent, but just his decision-making right now and how quickly he's working through his progression, I think, it speaks to him going through this in year 2 of our program.
Just being more consistent. I think that's what it is. It's exactly that. Being consistent where I'm going with the ball, making sure I'm on time with footwork, just creating consistency in that aspect.
We go back and we look at our quality control and we see what we did good and see what we did bad. And then when we look at the stuff we did bad and we see, can we be better at it? Is it worth the squeeze? Or are we wasting time? We got to be efficient with our practice time. So then there's some schemes that you'll drop, and there's some schemes that you got to put some more individual work in, some details. And then there's some things that you look at and say, all right, the games we lost last year, the games we struggled, what are some things that we needed to offset this play or offset that play? So there may be a play here or there, a pass, a drop back, a play action, a run game play. Something auxiliary, as we would call it, just that'll help our offense. So we'll add those in as we go through spring. But the first 7-8 days, we want to teach the base offense, make sure people understand the meat and potatoes of what we're doing. And then we'll start worrying about all the side dishes in practice 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, all the way up to spring game 15.
Just take hits. Yeah. I mean, you lose so much during the season. I want to have some more on me, so I'm able to take those hits, able, to stay in the pocket strong. And but yeah, so it's going well with that.
Obviously the familiarity that we talked about in year 2, a little bit more command on the field, quicker to the calls. He's very focused on the things that we sat down. We've gone through every drop back, play action, RPO play, everything from last year, and came up with some things that we felt like we wanted to improve on, and let's just keep those things in our notebook. Let's look at them every day before we literally walk out onto the practice field. After I end the meeting, right before you go out there, just see those things and focus on the things, so we make great use of these 15 practices.
We're worried about South Alabama and getting better every day, being the most consistent program and coming in every day, getting our work in, and making sure we're doing the little things and details and stuff like that. But the expectations, we know what we need to do in 2023, and we know what happened at that last game in 2022. It's a sick feeling, but it's one of those things that you go into 2023 with, and you look ahead and just get ready.
And I think his expectations should always be elevated, when you go from year 1 to year 2. I mean, I know even as a defensive coordinator, right, I understood the league better every place that I was in year 2. You have a greater understanding of your players. You have a greater understanding of how to execute, what the opponent is that you're going to play to and adjust to, and it's no different in the quarterback position, right? He knows this offense inside and out. He knows his players, his teammates, and he also understands. And when he comes out here to practice, he thinks about all right, this is what we got to do to beat Troy, to beat Southern Miss, to beat Marshall, and when you have that in your mind, I think it just lends itself to a higher quality of execution.